Grand Rising, good day, and good night. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 144 from the stars. Tarot. Let's go ahead and give Odin a treat. There you are, sir. Thank you so much. The totem for this message is going to be a crane. I do have some word I'm going to share with you all. I'm going to be reading from the book of Exodus. I am going to be reading from chapter 16, and I'm going to read verse 4 through 5. Then said Yahuwah to Moshe, Behold, I will rain bread from the heavens for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them, whether they walk in my Torah or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. All right, let's go ahead and let's pull an oracle, I think. Let's pull an oracle. Let's pull from over here and then over here. All right, while I am figuring out which deck of cards I should use for the oracle of this message, I got a brief announcement for the channel. I will be hosting a live Q&A this coming up Friday on March 28th in 2025. It will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is just $10 USD for a question. You can book your question in advance by sending $10 to my Cash App. Just be sure to include your question with the payment. Include it in the notes of your payment. If you're unable to use Cash App but still would like to participate in the live Q&A, you can book your question during the live using YouTube's donation feature. All right. As well, just a quick reminder that all Odin's High Council members automatically get a free question to live Q&As. You are more than welcome to pay for a question as well. Just keep in mind that you automatically get a free one. All right. First card out here is You Got the Love, Hadorian Energy, Codependency and Boundaries. What I'm feeling is that someone is coming into a union of consciousness, or you're coming into a spiritual union. I feel like this might even be a union with an aspect of yourself. I'd feel like someone is answering the call and you're picking up the torch. I don't know if someone has been shown something. I'm really getting that someone's been spoken to by God. I don't know who this is out there in the collective, but I am feeling that you were spoken to by God. You had some kind of revelation or connection with the divine. The divine revealed something to you. They showed you something about yourself, showed you something about the world, about your life, about the future, about tomorrow, about others, about your purpose. I don't know, but I'm getting that whatever you were shown or whatever is spoken to, someone is realizing, I'm going to answer this call. I'm feeling very strong Ace of Swords and King of Wands kind of energy. Like, I'm going to take charge. I'm going to take action. I have the illumination. I have the clarity. I have the idea. I have the truth. I have everything I need, and I'm putting action and energy behind this. So, wow. All right. There is like an intense energy in this. It's intense because of like how much sun I feel so much solar energy behind this. So I don't know if someone's just been like activated by the sun. I don't know if you are embodying the sun. You just feel very powerful. Maybe you have a very activated solar chakra or something, solar plexus, because that is intense. That is like a 10,000 lions and suns. That's a very intense energy. So very yeah, very cool. I like that. I like that energy. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we also had Water Your Garden, Nourishment, Body Care, Tenderness, and Rest. I don't know what you have been awakened to or called to, but there is this advice of be sure to balance yourself in this path. So I don't know if you are being called to, I'm really getting that someone has like just had some kind of like wake up and they realize like, oh shit, the whole world's about to change and God needs me to fulfill this mission or this path for others. Like I'm really getting that kind of level, like chosen energy. So this might not be for everyone, and that's okay. I do see that for whoever this is for, there is this energy of one of the things you may learn to do is balance yourself and your path. So learn how to share this light, share this information, hold this space, make these connections and extend and interconnect and weave and branch out and, network and all of this, but also pour into yourself as well. So make sure you take some time to rest. Okay, so this is like balancing, your spiritual purpose with your everyday life. Someone has been awakened to some kind of calling. Yes, this is a calling. You are being called to it. You can answer this call, therefore making you a chosen one, and you can choose to do this. But you're not being asked to surrender you're not being asked to just throw your life away and put everything you got into this. So please don't be manic about the download or the activation or the awakening that you just experienced and think that you're being asked to just completely just throw everything into the fire and commit every just aspect of your being and existence towards this, because that wouldn't be fair to you. You deserve to live life as well. So yes, you are being called to be of service in some kind of way, service to humanity, service to others. It seems like you have a very intense it's like you have a power, you have an energy, like you have a very powerful vortex, or like, I don't know. It's like you have a presence. That's really, it's like, I don't know if you've ever felt the sun enter the room, but it's kind of like that. Like people literally feel it. They sense it. Even if their eyes were closed, they're going to open them and look and be like, what was that? I just sensed. So you are a powerhouse, and you, apparently there's something about this understanding of love. And when we get to certain aspects of like, when you truly understand love, you don't really need to know anything else. Like when you truly, really deeply understand love to its fullest extent, you don't really need anything, because that's all we are, is we are that love. So when you really understand that, you experience this like sense of gnosis. Now, there are a lot of individuals in this earth experience that may not know exactly what love is. Maybe they're still figuring it out. Maybe they're still having to overcome false teachings of what love is. I feel like someone is embodying an example and a truth and a higher energy, and you are going to pave the way for others in the collective. So that is great. There is something about studying and learning. So I don't know if you are learning more about something. I feel like someone is trying to like perfect something, or to make something receptive, like create something that would be receptive. All right. Anything else you would like the collective to know? We've got this Mercury card coming out here, open communication, and it definitely seems like you have some kind of mission. You have a calling. There's something that you are going to be a voice for, or you are going to communicate to the collective. Now, there are many ways to communicate. This doesn't have to be by throat chakra, voice, and tongue and mind. But there's definitely something that you are communicating. Now, for many of you, actually, I'm feeling the energy of like you're communicating this by like monkey see, monkey do kind of energy. So like you are the example, and then that communicates to others that witness this example something within themselves. We've got this new beginning, and it's kind of like this card came out reversed, and I'm not taking it reversed, but I am understanding why. It's kind of like you have to face your shadow to step into this light, to step through this doorway. There may be something that you have learned. This may be like some kind of wisdom or experience or knowledge, something that you have gained through tough experiences or hardship or darkness or facing your shadow or healing. Like there is something others would benefit from learning from your testimony and your strength. You have some kind of like resilience or strength, or you have an ability to pick yourself up even from a very, what would seem to be like the end of the roads type situation. You find a way out of the situation. So I'm definitely getting like an alchemist kind of energy. We've got this spiritual gifts, Archangel Raziel. So there's something where you have something that is encouraged to be shared. I feel like something has reached like a max peak of potential within you. And it's like there's a really intense burst of solar energy that you have within you. Like, I mean, I know we've got a sun that's releasing CMEs. I don't know. Maybe someone went sun gazing. They looked at the sun. They received light and information and encoding from the celestial sun, and then that has been like activated of this like storehouse of energy within you, and now you're about to release it like a big like a coronal mass ejection from your solar plexus. Like, you are the coronal mass ejection, you are the solar flare, you are the light. Whatever this is within you, it is coming. Like, you can't stop this. It's like birth, okay? You can't stop birth. You go ahead and tell that baby, no, go back in there while they're like mid contractions and dilated. Like, that's not happening. The birth is coming. The baby is coming. You can't stop this. So there is something where there's this energy of like, this is happening with or without you, regardless. And it's kind of like this energy of like, do you want to catch this wave and ride on top of it? So I'm almost kind of getting like a surfing analogy. If you can stay on top of this energy and keep up with it, you can ride out the momentum. But if you allow this to rise up and get over your head and come crashing down on you, then you're going to tumble in it. Either way, this wave of energy is coming. How do you want to experience this wave of energy? Because this wave of energy is coming through you. It is you. There's something about this. So there may be some kind of intense release of energy that someone may be able to harness, or you are the intense release of energy that is going to be harnessed. So I don't know. There's something very intense about to happen. Like there is like someone has a very potent energy that needs to be released to the world. Like, I've got a gift and I've got a light and I have to share it. Like, it's dying to be shared. So I don't know. This feels very intense. This may feel intense to you, like this calling or this, there may be moments where it could be easy to kind of feel like you're in over your head, or like, where do I even begin, or where do I start on such a big task or such a big mission or calling? Okay. All right. So do you have any advice for the collective? Can we get some tarot out here for some advice? I saw that Two of Wands, and then I saw this Ten of Pentacles try to pop out. And then that was confirmed with the Queen of Pentacles. So, I feel like someone is establishing their claim or their portion of a spiritual inheritance. And you're doing this by coming into your power. So by you coming into your power, coming into an alignment with your spiritual calling, you will then be receptive for what is yours. It feels like a nice little cut of heaven, bro. Like, that's what that feels like. It feels like you've got a slice of heaven with your name on it. You've been building this up. You've earned that heaven. Like, this is like you've, over lifetimes, you have accumulated like good karma and dharma, and it's like you coming into an alignment with this purpose, with this calling, is going to unlock or release this storehouse of abundance, of blessings, of fruitfulness, and even experiences and knowledge. So there may be something where you may not have experienced something in this life, but your soul has experienced. And so many of you may be learning how to tap into that wisdom. There is also something, and I'm so glad that we worked our way to this, because there was an energy that I really wanted to get out to the collective, because someone in the collective has been connecting to another frequency in another dimension. And it's like, when you are in that space, when you are in that frequency of energy, you are tapped into like a massive amount of information. And while you are in that space, you have that insight, you have that knowledge, you have that understanding, that information, that light, that power. But whenever you return back to here in this place, in this world, in this reality, in this span of frequency, you can't take it with you. It's like it doesn't translate. It's like it is truth. It is light. It is power, but it exists outside of the frequency band that our reality is in. So even though you're able to tap into it on a soul level, you can't seem to come back with it. And like, I don't know if that's been like frustrating because like, you know it is you. It is a part of you, but you can't bring it into this world. If you have been experiencing that, there's something about the change. There's something about the change about that. I don't know what it is, but it feels like you are going to be able to, and I feel like it's a portion of a different things. I think the sun has released some kind of light or information to the collective consciousness that has allowed us to assimilate a change that would then allow us to be receptive or even a vessel of this kind of light or energy. So there was an ascension process that had to take place beforehand. There's also something with DNA. So there's something with DNA, there's something with the ascension, and there's something with like the frequency of the collective of the planet itself and solar energy. Because all of this has now came into an alignment, an energy of knowledge or information, wisdom, power, like whatever this is now translatable. You can now translate it into our reality. Before you couldn't. You could access it, but you couldn't bring it with you. It was like you could access it, but the only way you could access it is if you went into that space, within that frequency, within that energy. And as long as you existed within that energy, you had all of that available. But the moment you came back into earth realm existence, you couldn't take that with you. It was like an amnesia, or like you would forget it, or you can't. And it was because the energy was not compatible with the energy in this world. You are multidimensional. You have existed in all kinds of places that the human mind just hasn't even imagined yet. So that is why you experience that. Now there's something different about the energy involved in all of this, all the components, all the variables. There's more space. There's more space for this, and you can now translate it. For someone, you have been seeing, writing, or channeling an alien language, whether you've been knowing it or not. Here very soon, you're going to remember your understanding of that language. And you may be able to go back at some older, I don't know if this is like art or doodles or ideas or notes you may have made, and you may be able to come to a deeper sense of understanding of why you were drawing those things, or why you were seeing those things, or what that means to you, or what that is. I feel like someone is a bridge between two very different energies, and you are currently here right now in like this interdimensional crossroads, and you're trying to anchor in a energy, which is light, it's information, it's knowledge, it's an awareness. It is love based. This is a good thing, but it's been very difficult to translate it in a way that we can experience it in this world, because it exists outside of our energetic bandwidth. That's going to change. And I feel like this is going to be a relief for someone, because I'm almost getting this like level of frustration that would experience. And those of you that have ever had like near-death experiences, when you return back to source and you just are that source consciousness, and then you come back into this reality again. So you had like a death basically, and then you're back to life. You can bring that information with you. You can bring that awareness. You can't bring that entire like, you can't hold all that space within you while still in this physical reality, but you can at least have the memory of it. You can at least look back on and relive the experience in a way. This other energy that someone has been tapping into, it won't translate. And it's different than a near-death experience. It's like, it's a, because it exists in another dimension, or in another reality, or another frequency of energy, another bandwidth of consciousness, and it's just not translatable in our energy yet. But now you're going to be able to work with, and I like that you're going to be able to now work with this energy in this reality, because one, you are about to experience a lot of clarity about yourself, and I feel like that's just going to give you a lot of peace. Like, it just peace, because like a lot of things are going to make more sense, and then there's not going to be so many whys or what ifs. You know, there's going to be like this affirmative, I'm on mission, I understand my objective. And this energy that you are going to bring into our world is going to help a lot of individuals make connections that they normally wouldn't be able to make. So it's kind of like neural pathways. You are allowing unique neural pathways to make connections in the collective consciousness because you are able to bridge the gap between two different energetic truths or realities or spheres of consciousness that still hold light and wisdom in it. And you're able to bring it down and translate it into a piece of material that is integrated with the coding of this light matrix. Cool. All right. Let's pull from over here real quick. We have light language and then we had photokinesis. So someone really might have a connection with light. For us to get light language and then photokinesis right after it. So you got the ability to manipulate and move light itself and speak it. You're a translator. You are a weaver of this light. You can tap into different lights, receive it, understand it, integrate it, translate it into a light that is then receptive or resonant to the new frequency that you're trying to match the information to. Oh, this is beautiful. And this is going to change so much in our world. I'm so glad that you're tapping into this because this, when you add a whole nother dimension of awareness to things, it just changes the game. Like, I mean, seriously, it changes the game. Imagine playing checkers thinking you can only move one way and then you realize you can move another way too. Changes the whole dynamic. Changes the whole dynamic. All right. Now we've got this astral projection. And I'm also getting this energy of like astral sight. So I feel like someone is connecting with different realms of light and you are you have more, there's something about like your gene, your key, the gene keys, your DNA. There's something about now you have access to different, like, oh, okay. Before, in order for you to access certain information, consciousness, wisdom, light, knowledge, whatever aspects of yourself or truth or divinity, you would have to kind of resonate entirely with that bandwidth of frequency. And then when you would come into this one, you couldn't bring it with you. But now because of an activation within your DNA, you can exist in the two different spectrums of frequency at the same time while being aware of both of them. So now you can translate it. Now you can translate it. Thank God you can translate it because this is groundbreaking and it's really going to help a lot of people. All right. This is like so needed. Whatever this breakthrough is, this activation, it was so needed that I almost feel like this like frustrated relief. It's like, I don't know, like I'm glad this is finally like, thank you. It's like when you've been working a problem for a really long time and you just can't get the solution and then boom, you crack the code. It's just like, thank you. The amount that I've been working on this and not getting anywhere. We've also got thermokinesis. So that is like the ability to manipulate the temperature of things. So I'm really getting that someone has an awareness and an ability to manipulate the sliding scale of the light spectrum. And that can manifest in some really unique, cool ways. One of them is your ability to channel information and translate it. Another one is for you to basically, in a way, I guess it's kind of like bilocation, but it's more like by conscious location. Like you are split consciously aware of two different like fulcrums of reality, and then you are able to isolate those awarenesses, but also see them as a whole. So you can zoom out and see how it's the same thing, even though they're kind of incompatible in a way. And that makes you magical. That makes you extremely valuable because you are able to work with an extreme variety of energies and bring it to one, bring it to in some kind of way. So yeah, that's cool. There's definitely something activating with light language, your ability to use light. So someone is definitely getting very connected with light in of itself. Like you are it. You can experience it. You can navigate it. You can move it. You can manipulate it. You can even like use it to project a new scene or image. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm just kind of getting the idea that someone's waking up to who they are, and like now, yeah, this universe is like this is it. Like this is what you came here to do. This is really the energy I'm getting. Like someone is really like stepping into that like that peak of why they came here to do, to accomplish the impossible, or to accomplish what would be extremely difficult to do, or what no one has done before. That's what you're here to do, and that's what you are currently in the process of cracking open. I mean, it's just, this is great. I love this. I really do. All right. There could be something about clairvoyance and faith as well. Yeah. When you have clairvoyance and you live by faith, that's crazy. I got clear sight, but I don't live by sight. I live by faith. So I see clearly everything that's going on, and I still live by faith. Mountains still are parted. Still standing on the water. Like, shoo. Wow. Okay. I do feel like someone is working very closely with Archangel Raziel at this time. Yeah. We've got this Nine of Swords. What about this Nine of Swords? I feel like that Nine of Swords is like that past. Yeah. Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Exactly. It's that I'm trying to solve a problem and I can't figure out how. That was how it was for the longest time. Trying to do something. And like, you might not have known what exactly it was you were trying to do. You just knew you were supposed to do it. Like, it was just kind of like in that innate thing within you. But it just wasn't time yet. The energy wasn't right. And that might have been frustrating. Like, imagine having this innate sense that you are meant to do something, but every time you try to do it, you can't do it. Now you are able to do it. So there's so much relief with that, because it's like, finally, I have unlocked the potential to fulfill my purpose. Okay. Yeah, we got the Ten of Pentacles right here with the universe again and the Lovers. So there is like I said, it's like you are now in alignment with a higher version of yourself. And whatever you are into, I mentioned something about like coming into like a union in consciousness or spiritual union. And let's say there is a version of you that is always like abundant, luxurious, rich, wealthy, healthy, fulfilled, restored, renewed, fertile, and let's say that is always existing, and you are now coming into an alignment with that version of yourself. So your reality is really about this shift and change. And so, yeah, there's like certain things where like we have blessings or things that are due to us or owed to us or are ours, but only if we fulfill our purpose. Like there's just certain blessings that we oftentimes come incarnated with these contracts, and if we fulfill our contract, they come with a lot attached to it. Like, it's not work without reward. So you coming into alignment with this energy and you anchoring this in, you making things alien and foreign translatable and receptive, that's powerful. You're really changing the world here. So you're going to be heavily rewarded for that. Of course, you're going to have like, you're creating the world. Why wouldn't you have the world? You know? So, all right. Is there anything else that needs to come through? We got the Knight and we've got the Seven of Swords. And that's ultimately like, and if you remember earlier with this card, it was like, it's almost like as if, you have to go through the shadow to find the light and step through this doorway. And I think the shadow is like an aspect of yourself that you may have to overcome in order to fully embrace this divinity or this power within you. And there's this Knight with the Seven of Swords is like, your shadow can take this from you. Like, that would be the only thing that would get in the way of this, would be your shadow. Because it's like you have to go in the shadow to even find this light within you. You have to go in the shadow to even find it. So if you don't find the light that's within the darkness, then the darkness is kind of keeping it from you until you find it. So that would be the only like obstacle here, would be your shadow, and overcoming that or facing it or finding the light within it, integrating it. So There is some kind of light work that you are being called to, or shadow work that you are being called to do in order to start your light work. Like there is some advanced next level light work that I just don't have a vocabulary to properly even discuss in this English language. Probably because our language just isn't even built with like it wasn't created with the concepts of higher minded spiritual awareness. So therefore, like the just syntax and the construction, like the grammar, it just, it's not there. It's of a lower vibration, the language itself. So yeah, it's just there's a very high level of light work that someone's about to do, but you won't do it until you do this shadow work. All right, I am going to go ahead and leave this reading here. If you like the way that I read, please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. I will see you on the next collective message.